Hi guys, Peter Finch here, and it's a top 3 tips video on how you can stop swinging over the top during the golf swing. Now the first thing to probably get clear is the terminology which is being used here, because swinging over the top is referred to as a couple of things. So swinging over the top, swinging from out to in, cutting across the body. All terms really refer to the same problem. There's a couple of ways that people think about it though, so just going to explain these very briefly before we actually get on to the top tips. Now there's a couple of lines and a couple of kind of descriptions that you need to be aware of. First of all is target line. So a line which stretches from the ball in a nice straight line all the way down to the eventual target. So this is target line. And there's also swing plane, which is an inclined plane just on an axis around the body, which in an ideal world the club will travel along up to the top and then actually manage to travel down coming through impact. So these are the two lines which you need to be aware of. But in both circumstances, an over the top swing is referred to when the club gets up to the top and then it moves out and over the ideal swing plane, or the club head cuts across the actual target line. So it moves from here out over the top and then left a little bit too quickly. Now this shot can lead to often a slice, a pull, all the shots that you really don't generally want to be seeing. The key kind of characteristics, it changes plane, it changes path. Obviously the club face is still the dominant factor in where the ball goes, but generally where the path goes and where the plane goes, that's going to determine curvature on the shot. And that's why this kind of fault, if you will, coming out to in is often attributed and is often a big cause of the dreaded slice shot. So those are the lines that you need to be aware of during this video and just while we're discussing this. And now let's get on to the top 3 tips which will help you stop this movement. Now the first tip and the first drill that we can actually use to start stopping this over the top movement is this fantastically simple drill which really works on target line. Now in general, if you're going to be coming over the top, you're going to be moving out over the top of the target line and moving the club in that left direction. Now as you can see here, I have just got a normal kind of range basket with an alignment stick just poking out the top, which is running directly over my ball and directly out over my target line. Now if I was to hit a shot and actually move over the top during the downswing, I would be moving the club over, I'd be hitting the alignment stick before I'd hit the ball, and there would be things flying everywhere. Not exactly what you want to be doing at your local driving range. So what this drill really does, it hones in on the fact that you do not want to be coming over the top and hitting the stick. It is very much a feedback and an avoidance drill. You want to be missing this. Now it's not the be all and end all, but often if you can do a drill, and if you can do an exercise which will punish a movement that you do not want to see, you will generally ingrain that movement a lot quicker. And especially if you do this one, because it can be quite dramatic if you actually get it wrong, because the alignment stick flies everywhere, generally not towards you, but it can be moving around quite a lot. So what you want to be doing is getting set up, and the feelings that you want to be having within your swing, you obviously want to be moving it back as straight as you can whilst not actually hitting this. If you do take it away and hit the stick, this is a good drill for actually stopping, taking it away on the outside as well. But you want to be taking it away nice and straight as possible, getting to this point in the swing. And as you move from here, you want the weight shifting left as always, just those hips kind of bumping there. But you want to be trying everything you can to flatten out this swing plane and move underneath. Now you can see as I do this, as I move very, very flat, to actually swinging exceptionally from in to out to actually miss this alignment stick. This can cause just as many problems from this side as it can from that side. But generally what you see with this drill, if you are predominantly moving it from the outside to the in, if you exaggerate this as much as humanly possible to move from this position to that position, what will generally happen is you won't actually move that much at all, but it should just be enough to move underneath this line. So without further ado, let's give this a go. So getting set up, I have my 6 iron here, the ball position just forward of center, and I'm going to swing it back and then desperately just try and get underneath this alignment stick coming down. And I will take a little draw all day long. Now even on that one, I was desperate to really try and get underneath, which I did obviously because the stick wasn't flying anywhere, but I didn't quite manage to do it as aggressively as probably I was trying to. That's because if you are coming over the top, like I said, there's probably no way that you would get too much from in to out to begin with. But first of all, give that tip a go, and now we'll move on to the second part. Now the second thing you need to be doing if you want to stop that club from coming over the top is getting the sequence of events within your swing moving in the correct order. Now what I mean by that is what you often find when people are swinging over the top is during the downswing, the actual club and the hands and the arms will tend to just spin and move of their own accord. So actually being over the ball, the lower half almost shutting down when the shot is being hit, and the arms and the hands taking over and spinning off to the left-hand side. Now you can kind of see here my lower half, how inactive it actually was during that shot. And if you want to try and get that club on a slightly flatter plane or get it back to one plane and not swing out to in across the target line, your lower half really does need to be acting and moving to allow you to do this. Now what I mean by this, is I'll kind of face on for this kind of particular swing. If I am standing here face onto the camera, you'll notice at address I have a little bit of a natural spine tilt. Now I'm going to take this club up to the top of the swing, and from here what I want to be seeing is my weight starting to shift left. But you can see I do that by moving the hips left, not just by sliding off to the left hand side. So it's all about getting up to the top of the swing and getting that weight shifting left by that hip bump. Now you'll notice that my spine angle here has remained tilted. Now from that position, once I manage to get my hips bumping left, it's a lot easier for me to get the club, you can see almost as an automatic circumstance, an automatic reaction. My weight shifts and my hip goes left, and my club is much more on a flatter plane moving into the ball like this. It's not a cast iron guarantee, but if you see someone swinging very much over the top, they'll tend to see the hands and the arms dominating the start and the rest of the through swing. So if you are looking to get on that slightly flatter path, try and get that natural spine tilt at address, so slightly away from the target here, and then from there swing up to the top, bump those hips left, and then try and move that club that little bit more from the inside. So as mentioned before, if you are looking to actually change from an out to in swing path or an over the top swing position, exaggeration is going to be the key, and this drill is fantastic for that. Now what I've got here is I've got an alignment stick just on the ground, again marking out my target line, and I've also got another alignment stick which just has a float wrapped around it. So this is just like a normal swimming float. You can pick these up from like a toy store or anywhere like that. It's very simple, get them off the internet for a couple of quid. They are very cheap, but very, very effective. Because as we kind of saw before with the actual swing path, the target line, sorry, and the actual swing plane line, if I was to take this up in an ideal world, I'll be tracking the swing plane back up to the top, moving it down that swing plane line, and then getting into a nice solid impact. So a much kind of straighter swing path moving through the ball, which would enable me to actually get the club face and control the club face a lot squarer at the points of impact. But again, this is about exaggeration, and this is what I want you to do with this drill, guys. So getting yourself set up, again I've still got my 6-iron here, taking it back, just trying to almost brush the actual club up the outside of the actual float here. So again, a pretty much on plane backswing. From there, moving it up to the top, but then attempting to get on the inside of the actual float here. Now you can see as I take it up over that way and move it down and underneath, my swing path is massively exaggerated from the in to the out. But again, this is what this drill is all about. I'm not saying a swing should come from that far on the inside. It is a drill to be used. If you get this wrong again, it can be quite dramatic. It's up there, it's coming down, and you could give it a wallop. But that's another reason why you want this foam surround. You don't want to be kind of smashing into an alignment stick because it could go flying. So if you're going to do this, get yourself this foam surround to begin with. So, shall we give this a go? That weight shifting left at the start of the downswing, trying to get these hands as low as we can, trying to get this right elbow in, dropping in, and actually getting that club move from the inside. Now, I've not done this drill in a while. This could be rather interesting. I am absolutely delighted I didn't hit that then. But I had to come so far from the inside to actually miss and to actually avoid. But if you want something, if you want a drill which is going to say, listen, this is what I want to do, I want to avoid coming from over the top, this is a fantastic way to do it. Right guys, thank you so much for watching this top 3 tips video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on my other social media platforms as well, and let me know how you get on using these tips and using these drills. Right guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, as I said, follow me everywhere else as well, and we will see you next time.
It went that far.